Good morning to our one faithful viewer who is already tuned in today.
Good
morning, Beth.
Morning.
I was going to say, do we want to
morning.
take bets on who that is? Could be Beth. Could be Diane.
Okay.
We're up to three.
We're
up
about
to
to
three.
find out.
Yeah.
Well, certainly out of the three, we have Beth and Diane.
You would think. Yep.
Little ditty.
Yeah, I was there, man. I was
We
there.
all thought it.
We were in that same place together.
Wow, we must be friends.
Well, it was kind of fun
just
because
were best
after we had our third son, his name was Jack, and so occasionally we would wind up with Jack and Diane.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Was Diane? Yeah, Diane would be holding Jack and
Yeah,
watching Jack.
That's
and
fun.
everybody sang it every time, right?
Yep. About Jack and Diane.
There's a little ditty.
I got to.
We sing Cecilia a lot in our house.
I love that song.
My
One of my
kids
favorites.
sing that after they see Cecilia.
And she dislikes it.
I was going to say, I bet that's gotten old fast.
I can't place that song. Was it come out in the last 20 years or something?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Oh my goodness,
I wasn't ever really big into hippie music, so
loved it. That was me in the '90s.
Hippie
It was
music.
grunge and '60s hippie music.
yeah.
I don't know if Paul, Simon, and them
I don't feel like they're hippie
They
music.
weren't. They were more like.
Are you kidding me right now?
Well, I guess they were.
They were
the
hip-
epitome
they were,
of-
They were hippie.
No, they were not the epitome of hippie music.
Are you kidding me?
Folk music.
I am not kidding you. It's more folk music than it is hippie
Well, it
music.
is.
Same thing.
It's the same thing. It's not like war protest songs like Bob Dylan, but it's like
No,
both in the scope of
hippie music would be more like if you're going to San
It's the
Francisco.
same genre.
No, it's not.
I listened
we're
to a
gonna throw down
This
right
is the
here.
I
weirdest
listened-
argument you
I
guys
listened
have
to
ever
a
had.
podcast this morning about Jim Morrison.
Really?
Did you know his
That's-
father was Rear Admiral George Morrison, who issued the fire order for the Gulf of Tonkin incident that started the Vietnam War?
Yikes.
kidding.
Yep.
Well-
and then his son was the soundtrack.
So he did
of
not
the
agree
war
with
he
Diametrically
started.
opposed.
Papa.
And they fired at nothing, supposedly.
Yeah, they turned out they were
conspiracy.
ghost ships. That's the theory.
Yep.
Well,
That's the theory.
this has been a fun little intro to the show.
Yeah, how about
It
that?
has.
Yeah, well, we got
Chris's
7
lack
viewers.
of knowledge of 1960s music.
I will. No,
This will continue to be debated
I did not lose that
after the show.
debate. You want to keep going?
We can keep going all hour.
Remember that time they made everyone uncomfortable on the Morning Waffle with a music debate?
Yeah, we just lost 3 viewers. Way to go,
Like,
guys.
"Ooh, I don't want to.
Way to go. Nice job.
Oh wow. Well, you know.
Good
How
So
you
Let's
guys
talk
doing?
about
You win some,
Afghanistan. We
you
got from
lose some.
Vietnam to our Vietnam, Afghanistan.
Well, there
What
we go.
an absolute mess.
Keep
We can
saying
talk
prayers
about
for those people over there because that is
Absolutely.
probably a absolute. It's not probably.
It
It is
is.
an absolutely horrible
is.
situation over there.
Yep.
I think you have to really look to find this, but there are articles out there that you can't find if you just Google them. You've got because they're suppressing all of that.
What?
But oh yeah,
I'm kidding.
I know.
I know.
The articles where world leaders are speaking up and talking about the total incompetence of the United States and how
Really?
we embarrassed ourselves, NATO, our allies, how it's just this huge.
So my morning routine was a little bit off, and that's why I came in a little late. And
Yeah.
that's what I was watching British Parliament. I watched that video. I
Yeah.
watched some press from Australia. I watched some press. What else was it? Anyway, I've just been reading exactly what you're talking
We are
about.
the laughing stock
Absolutely.
of the world.
Absolutely.
And you cannot find that on American media.
Yep, it's true. The rest of the world's laughing at us.
Because it was
And angry with
angry.
us.
Yeah, and
because
angry.
their people, by the way, are also there
Yeah.
and trapped.
right. Yeah, and it's our fault.
Well, that's another issue, but we don't have to go there. But
No, I
we
guess
didn't
not.
do our part.
It is a mess.
Okay, what Rogersville's doing awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
We're right here.
We're doing good in our little part of the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that where we like to live?
Yeah.
It is.
I know
Do
you're
our
trying-
part. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it is a wonderful little place to live.
And I'm
it
super
is
excited
insulated a bit.
about Friday night because
Yeah.
we've got First Friday and there's a spam contest.
Yes.
Do you have any, if you
Is
have
it
any
the spam
entries?
contest this week?
There's a car and bike show. All of that is, by the way, to help the Vietnam's Veterans Association. So all the money raised with the car show, the spam cook-off.
we brought it back around. That's good.
Yeah, back to the veterans because we're patriotic here in Rogersville. We still
Yes.
love our troops, and we love our veterans,
right.
and
We do.
we love our country. So that's going to be an awesome night. Come out to Jamestown 6 to 9, and then you're giving away. You guys are doing PTA stuff here.
PTA, we're doing sign up memberships and selling T-shirts.
Yeah, and if you're going, whoa, it's first home football game. Yeah, I'm going there too. I'm going to start my night here with
Yep.
Raj Got Talent
Yes.
and Spam Cook-Off and all that. And then I gotta be there at least by halftime so I can watch my daughter dance
finale.
and see the second half.
Oh yeah, it's the finale.
The finale of Raj Got Talent. Whoa. We'll be there. And so we'll be.
Are we doing it at 7?
There's only 2 left.
I think we're doing it
What
at
time does the
7.
football game start?
Starts at 7.
7.
Would it make sense to move that up? Maybe.
We can do it at 6:30.
We can do it at 6:45.
Whoa.
It's a short show with 2.
Maybe we
short
should. It is
show.
a short show. We should
short
discuss
show.
this.
Okay, we'll
that
discuss
way
this.
that way they don't.
This is
conflict.
how we
Stay
have business
tuned.
meetings.
But I'm thinking if we did it at 6:30, then if people wanted to,
Yeah, they can do both.
Go.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I
Yeah, we
think we
might
should
just
do
Of course,
that.
you could be at the football. You could be at Wildcat
Still
Stadium
watching it.
watching Raj Got Talent
And
on your
vote.
phone and vote, and then watch the football game.
It's
There's
true.
also tailgate before that.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
that starts at 4.
And you could tune in
Yeah,
to
it
the
starts
Chain
5
Gang
o'clock.
broadcast, who they're getting kudos from around the state.
Yay!
Like, oh yeah, they had people like from the last broadcast they did. They had people that were like, "I'm so wow, this is awesome," and they were like from Nevada or something.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
You know, they're like, "This is really cool. You guys are fun to listen to." They said, and they are fun to listen to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yep.
They had a good show. My son was the Chain
Yeah,
Gang
congratulations.
player athlete of
Yeah.
the week
Awesome.
on the Sunday
I
show.
watched
So
that
was kinda
goal.
cool. Yeah, that was
This is the goal.
with his weak foot from
Real
25
far.
yards out.
Real far to me.
Yards, John
Yards.
Pope.
I mean,
Yards.
I've only been watching Ted Lasso for a short time, so I'm not a perfect expert on soccer, but it looked like a pretty long kick.
That's
Is that the lingo?
you shouldn't. No, we in soccer we don't kick the ball. We pass and we shoot the ball.
Okay, so it
In
was a
kickball, you kick the ball.
long shoot,
Shot.
shot.
Yes.
Long shot.
25 yards, not 25 meters, as I had to explain to the boys. Not my boys, John and
Oh my gosh.
White and Pope. The game was invented in England, and they're like, "Do they use the metric system in England?" I'm like, "Guys, come on!
Yeah.
Where did we get our system?"
So they use
Everybody
the
used the metric
yards, and
system.
then it's a shot.
Not in England.
Yeah, I've been there. They
Yeah,
do kilometers
well,
and
where did-
liters and all that.
No, it's
nonsense.
called the King's measurement.
It's the king's measurement.
Yeah.
Feet and
Kilometers.
yards.
Yeah.
Miles.
They
I-
use those in lenses too. You want yours in the King's measurement or you want yours in the metric?
Really?
Yeah.
I want mine in the measurement from the country that landed on the moon.
Well, like it or not, we got it from England.
No, it's
Have you guys ever seen the TV show Detroiters?
No.
You got to go out and watch it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I
Where do we
watched-
find this?
I've not
It's
heard of
on
it.
Comedy Central.
Oh, geez.
And
I haven't seen anything on that
it's
in
a
a
guy.
long time.
There's this guy named Tim Robbins. He does this.
Heard of him.
He does this show
Shawshank
on
Redemption?
Netflix. No,
Say,
he does this show called I Think You Should Leave on Netflix.
Huh.
And
Interesting.
it's pretty funny. Like anyways, I started watching it here the last couple weeks and I just rolling. It's
Check it out.
hilarious.
We're
So
on the
just
verge of
so you know,
cancellation.
I was out doing some searching and I found another show and it was one that I'm like, now I'm going to watch.
Detroiters?
The Detroiters.
The Detroiters.
They run a little ad agency
oh, that would be good.
and they make videos.
That would be good.
And so it was just kind of right up my alley. It was funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
So he was player of the week? Is that what it is?
Athlete of the week.
Athlete of the
Or
week.
the male athlete of the week.
That's exciting.
Yeah. It was a fun tournament. So first
Yeah.
tournament of the weekend or the season rather, and we're 3-0, won the gold, and yeah, it was fun. And our softball team had a killer weekend too at a massive tournament, like all the big names in the state, and yeah,
That's
it's
good.
big week for
There's a lot
For high
going
school
on.
sports.
It's really busy right now.
this. Yeah, so yeah, back to that. This Friday is going to be
really
a
busy.
crazy full evening. I hope you guys can take all of it in.
Yep.
Take all of Rogersville in.
And K-ROG is there to help make it happen. You know, if you can't physically be at anything, we're there.
We're there.
That is so cool, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love seeing how many people were able to watch the football game, even though they were in Nevada.
Yeah, how many were on? There was a lot of people
Yeah, the views.
on there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I had the weirdest trippy moment about Nevada last week. I'm sitting in my car and I get a text message, and it's from my friend, and she's like, "Hey, look at this listing." And I glance at it and I think it says Nevada, and I'm like, "Oh, it's a church for sale in Nevada." And so I click on it and I'm looking at it.
Oh, is that the one you posted?
Yeah, because I live
that
in a
was
church,
cool.
and so I'm sitting there and I go back to like the text message. I get out of the link and I'm looking at it. It's not Nevada, it's Nevada, and it's my exact same address in Nevada is a church.
What?
Is that not weird?
It's the upside down.
I was like,
What kind of church?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was a Church of Christ.
Well, if
but
you said Nevada, I
it's
would
a
say it's a Mormon
really-
church.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
Nevada, it's probably.
it's a really different looking Church of Christ than I've ever seen. I'll show you pictures of
What,
it.
they got an organ or something? Church of Christ don't.
They
play
don't
They
do
don't have
They don't
instruments.
do instruments. That's why.
I think some do and some don't.
I caught it.
I don't know.
thought you might
I'm
have.
not an expert.
Can
I
they
think
clap
there
their
was-
hands?
She found a pitch pipe.
I don't know. We're gonna get in trouble real quick if we don't stop talking. Everybody, shut up!
Jace Roberts is going to cancel his appearance.
Oh yeah.
No, I do. I
He's
think
Church of
I do
Christ.
think some do and some don't. I think it's just like a lot of denominations that they have different. What is that? A denomination within a denomination? Like if you have Baptists and Second Baptists, what's that called?
It's called
Sister
Baptist.
churches.
I know,
Yeah, they're
but
sister churches.
Sister
yeah.
churches. Okay,
In,
that's the
in
word.
Baptist world, every church is autonomous, meaning that
Yeah.
there is a system, a central hub, but there's not a governing body that tells the individual.
Each church will
what
have
to
its
do.
own doctrine, though.
No, well, within denomination, they have
Yeah.
a shared doctrine,
shared doctrine.
but their own government
Right.
In the Baptist church.
in the Baptist,
Baptist
church. Yeah. And then there's all different.
Because like you
forms
have the
all in
same
between.
denomination, but you'll have different,
Flavors.
flavors
That
of
is
the
true.
denomination.
And that's
It's
true in
vanilla, and
every
chocolate,
denomination.
Strawberry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always laugh when people want to pick on a denomination because of
They're
their
different.
experience with one church. It's
Yeah,
like
it's totally different.
Yep,
you
that's
go
true.
go down the road or to another town.
I mean, you could have crazy rogue church.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Make stuff up.
Yeah, I'm sad to say I was a part of one of those.
What's that? What's that
And
crowd?
left it.
What's that crowd out in Kansas? It's just insane.
Let's not talk
they
about
do
them.
all their protests.
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Nope.
They're
I thought about
nuts.
them the other day, and I'm like, they've
I
gone
did
I
away.
haven't
Keep
heard
that
anything
way.
about them
That's
in a long
the
time.
weird thing.
Did they
hadn't
get
heard-
shut down?
Don't speak it, and it won't be true.
I know what they'll be
Well,
protesting.
that's
something.
bad theology, right?
Yeah.
No, I did think about them the other day. I'm not going to say their name, and I remember it now. But they have gone away, and I think they should stay away. So I'm
Yeah,
not going to mention
I
their
agree.
name.
I can just think of their website name.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know their website name, but I think I remember the name of the
It
church.
points that direction, directionally.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Yep.
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 That is correct. Okay.
We shall not
I have
speak
no idea
them.
what you're talking about.
That's good. You
No,
don't wanna
we're
know.
They were
Yeah,
not
well,
nice people.
They were
yeah, terrible.
They were
Bad people.
heretics.
Yep. They're awful. So anyway,
Yeah, we're
Anyway,
down to 4
conversation.
viewers now,
Sorry.
so obviously this isn't the show anybody.
Could
And
you talk-
nobody's
Yep.
commenting.
Is there any sort of controversial awfulness like wars and religion that you'd like us to talk about?
Yeah,
Let's
let's
I mean,
go.
we're primed to make it uncomfortable.
You know what I think it is? People are in week 2 of school, and
yeah.
everyone's a little tired, a little groggy, just
I am
trying to
tired and
find
groggy.
that groove again.
Get back into the swing. Yeah.
You get excited because school's going to start, and then you're like, oh yeah, that means it's a lot of commitment at specific times.
Yeah.
Speaking of school, I had class again last night.
How was your class?
It was wonderful.
What'd you guys make? I bet it's
Spam.
peaceful.
Did you make some spam?
We didn't get to make spam. We're
I have to invent a spam recipe.
we're just starting, and so we did get to go to the kitchen, and we got to use our knives, which was awesome.
I need to be taught correct knife
But we
skills.
made
Ginsu knives.
we made the ingredients. We didn't cook anything. We prepared all the ingredients for a mirepoix. So that was we got
For a
some-
miracle?
Mirepoix.
Mirepoix.
Mirepoix. So it's 2-part onion, 1 part
Gotcha.
carrot, 1 part celery with some parsley, minced parsley and minced
I call
garlic.
it the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, they do. It's the
the
Trinity
Holy
of French
Trinity.
cooking. That's what they call it. So
No wonder I don't like French cooking.
yeah, yeah.
It's
but-
like the base of everything.
so we got all our vegetables out. And we chopped them up, and the chef came and looked at them, and then like, okay, and I got a perfect score.
I may have you share your knife skills on with me that they teach you because I don't think I properly use
I've
knives.
got videos.
I would say it's probably
There we go.
like
We do
the
that.
most important thing of cooking, right? Is knife skills.
Yes,
That's a
it
big
is.
deal.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
like
nobody likes a finger in their taco,
Right.
you know?
so, and it's important because
Well, yeah.
you got to.
Is that not what you meant?
You
Yeah,
got to
finger.
cut stuff the same size so it
cooks evenly,
Same
yeah.
time. Yeah.
But no,
okay.
apparently one guy in the other class sliced the pad off of his finger.
Gross. Yuck.
So that was our one. I'm like, yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea. So.
Yucko.
Is that a mushroom?
Haha.
Oh.
Is that a mush?
It didn't come apparently all the way off. He sliced like mostly through it.
So
but
no
not all
fingerprint
the-
anymore.
Stop talking.
Well, he's gonna tape. I mean, they're gonna tape it on, back on, pressure,
not gonna
hold it up,
stick
and
back.
I don't think it is
Damn it,
either.
sick.
But I didn't see
Too
it.
early to
but
talk about losing
it's coming
parts of
off.
the body.
I was trying, Lauren. I was trying really hard to talk
It's
about
my
something
fault.
fun and
I
positive.
can't do that stuff in the morning. I got to get to the afternoon before I
But-
can talk about it.
But now we don't get to go to class next week because it's Labor Day, so we actually have 2 weeks off before.
Oh,
we
I thought
So
it was
it's
the
just
knife
Monday night?
incident.
Yeah.
Back in-
Hell yeah.
No,
Shut
no,
him down.
no.
Shut it down.
Shut
I got
it
to
down,
clean
no.
it all up.
That was the class before us. That was not in our class.
Oh, okay.
So it was okay. Our class was injury free. But yeah, I discovered I'm okay. I know what I'm doing a little
That's
bit.
Watch video.
I was early done, and obviously passed approval. So and then they collected. We collected all of our product and we put it out, and then another class will use our prep work for their class.
Oh, good. That's so it doesn't go to waste.
Nope, it doesn't go to waste. They save all that and use that, and you got to keep your plate costs down. So you're always trying to save your stuff. But
that makes sense. Repurpose it.
But I think I'm going to use what I learned and soon make my own stock. Start making my own stock.
I make stock a lot
because I
like vegetable stock.
Vegetable stock. You can make beef stock. You can make chicken stock. But
come wintertime, my house is a boiling. There's a pot on the stove boiling
so
all the time.
So you make the mirepoix for your stock.
I don't do it that way. I just take carcasses and bones and things. They go in the pot. The onion, celery, carrot, peppercorns whole, bay leaves usually. And if I'm making like an Asian stock for like ramen or something, I'll put ginger. Usually garlic's in there. And then I can't remember at what hour point it starts pulling like the collagen and minerals out of the bones and tissue.
Right.
That's how you get like gelatinous stock versus liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys have blown my mind right now. Like,
good stuff.
I've never thought about any of this stuff before.
Yeah?
Yeah,
like, I'm
I
over here
literally
just
have
learning.
like 20 packages of bones in my freezer.
I sometimes
for
do
this
it
reason.
just so it smells the house.
Smells good, like chicken.
It reminds me of
chicken
Grandma's
soup.
house.
Yeah.
Because Grandma did it all the time.
And I mean, it's so even if you have I did this the other night. I roasted a chicken with a really good marinade that I use a lot. I roasted the chicken and then I just threw the bones in a pot and put a lid on it and let it boil for like an hour just to get some chicken broth in the fridge.
I think this is the part of the show when I realize I don't appreciate my wife enough. I love you, sweetie.
Well, we picked up some viewers now with the cooking segment.
Oh,
so
there we go.
we're doing okay.
We found it.
I like to use a stock to create a brine than to brine like
Smart.
chicken thighs or I'll even brine a brisket.
Yep.
And it just gives a little more flavor, keeps it juicy when you smoke it. Yeah.
I just make it and freeze it. I hardly ever buy canned stock or broth anymore. And I use the bases. The bases are handy to have.
I use that stuff. It comes in a tub like this big, and you get it like in the
Crisco?
lard, like
Crisco?
the ethnic. Yeah, I got a really good Crisco story.
all good.
Yeah.
All stories with Crisco in it.
Well,
are
just
good,
explaining what Crisco is to like a millennial or anyone below,
they're
they don't
like,
even know what
"What?"
Crisco is because nobody uses it anymore. I mean, like in any of their cooking, but
That they know of.
Yeah, that they know.
Yeah, it's in there.
one Saturday morning, my brother and I, we used to wake up, watch cartoons on Saturday morning, and Mom and Dad would sleep in. They'd sleep in till probably, 10 o'clock in the morning. And we didn't have like a lot of snacks in our house growing up. So my grandma would get us like, a jar of pickles. Well, we would eat pickles for breakfast in the morning, and we would sit and watch cartoons. Well, when we would get done with the pickles, we were like, what else we gonna eat,
Oh, no.
And one morning,
Dunkin' Pickles and Crisco.
no,
Icing.
one morning,
Pickle icing.
you remember was it the Weiler's Kool-Aid?
I just tasted
Isn't that
Kool-Aid in my
Weiler's
mouth.
Kool-Aid? And it had the sugar and the Kool-Aid in it. It was already pre-mixed, and it came in those little things you could just make
know
Kool-Aid.
that.
Anyways, we had some of that in the cabinet, and my brother and I are sitting there in the living room, and he goes in and he gets a spoonful of Crisco.
Well, like, in fairness, the outside, the picture looks
it
appetizing,
kind of looks
right?
Yeah,
good.
because it's got like
Yeah.
a cherry pie on
Right.
it. Yeah.
So he takes this spoonful of lard and he sprinkles the Weiler's Kool-Aid on the top of it. And I'm like, what are you doing with that? And he goes, I'm going to lick it. And so we had like these little
Crisco Pops.
Kool-Aid popsicle. It was nasty. But I've always remembered that. I'm like, why did we do that?
Can you feel the coating?
Oh,
in your
yeah.
mouth
Oh,
right
yeah.
now?
I can. I totally can.
But I mean, we had to be like, I don't know. David was probably 5. I was probably 9,
That's awesome.
Of all the things that I think that the generations following ours have missed, it's that anticipation of Saturday morning.
Yes.
To get up and you get 4 hours of cartoons for the week. I mean, that was it.
Mom and Dad didn't bother you.
No, you got to watch
like they
cartoons
left
on
you
Saturday
alone.
morning.
it's
They
like-
were happy you were entertained and
Yes.
leaving them alone.
Yep.
Yes. But now you got Cartoon Network. You just watch cartoons constantly.
They overdid
Well,
it.
they don't do that anymore. Now it's just YouTube videos.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that whole, you just waited all week, and Saturday morning was it. And you just
watch cartoons.
get a box of cereal and sit on the floor in your jammies.
Yeah, it's not
in
like
the
you could
beanbag.
DVR it either. It was like
you
you
had
caught
to
it
watch
then,
it.
or
You missed it.
They had
Now-
Looney Tunes.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember
the
like
bomb.
missing the Peanuts like Halloween special?
Oh, yeah.
And the tragedy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no.
I got a rock.
I remember sometimes like that would be on. They played on Sunday night, and that was during training union.
Baptist training union.
And it was like, hey, Mom, I'm not feeling too good. Can I stay home? No, you're going to church.
You tried.
And then, like, my generation, after the morning cartoons, started the teen shows, like
Yes.
Saved by the Bell and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So,
See, I was the odd kid.
had-
I'd watch a little bit of cartoons in the morning, and then there would be fishing shows on.
Yeah, that was
I'd be
fishing.
watching Jimmy Houston, and Roland Martin,
I
and
just remember
Virgil
the-
Ward.
Oh,
The morning
what
was
it?
over.
Gone fishing.
That's
Yeah.
it. The
Yeah.
morning was
Bill
over
Vance.
when you heard the theme song to Wide World of Sports.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
when the
yeah.
morning was over.
For sure.
And they were doing
Lambeau Field.
isn't that crazy, though? Because, I mean, that was a big deal. Saturday
the
morning
thrill
was
of
a big
victory
deal.
and the
Yeah.
agony.
I
of
always
defeat.
slept in. Never. I was
It was
too late to
good
most of the
stuff.
cartoons.
I mean, it was like memorable stuff.
Well, and Wild Kingdom too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marlon Perkins.
Yeah.
And Jim, I'm hiding in the tent, and Jim's wrestling a cougar.
What do you mean wrestling a cougar?
Get back over
It was the 80s.
3 decades later. Well, you can't say that.
Well, and that was
boy.
the thing is when you went to school the next day or on Monday and you
You're
talked.
talking about wrestling cougars.
We're going to need a minute. Hang on.
I made his face red.
Oh, he is red. He's
turned red.
super red.
But when you went to school or whatever, everybody had seen the same thing. It wasn't like there was, like here, there's so much content
Turn the
now.
redness down, and it won't look good. There you go. Take the tent
Ooh.
out. There, now
Yeah,
I
I
look
don't know,
better.
you
Now
look
I'm
so-
better.
Sepia.
There's so much content out there now that, like nobody understands what you're watching. But back then
Yeah.
there was only 3 channels,
You're
or
all
So
the
yeah,
same
you
age.
only had one thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Of course.
But there
I
was a
watched that
commonality.
game. Yeah,
Yeah, there was
Did
more.
you watch the game because it was the game?
Yeah.
Did you watch the movie that was on Sunday
Now
night?
you can put 4 of them.
Yeah.
in the-
on the same screen.
Does anybody do picture-in-picture anymore? That was a thing, but I don't see it.
I haven't done it in a long time.
Now you just use your
Occasionally-
alternate screen.
That's what I was going to say.
second
Occasionally,
screen.
I'll have the computer, the iPad, and all that. And
Yeah.
if I'm watching 3 games at once.
Yeah, second screen.
Yeah.
All right. So about that Gulf of Tonkin.
What? Oh man.
The purple dinosaur is still missing.
Yeah,
I
saw
think-
the report, the news report.
I was on the news twice over the weekend.
I think
It
we're
was
going to
odd.
find the body.
Hey, Lauren, you're on the news every week,
Yeah,
sort of. Are we the news?
kind of.
Yeah. I don't like that you called it the news. Like they're better than our news. They're not
Yeah,
better
they're
than our
I
news.
was on news.
You
That
were on
sounds
news.
Weird.
It's like
I was on.
You were on our
news.
sister station.
It's like in Britain they don't say go to the hospital. They go to hospital.
I was on news.
I was on news.
I have to give it to Caitlin Schumacher. She was super nice to talk to on Saturday
Yeah,
morning.
she did a good job.
She did a good. Actually, she did a real good job with that report. I appreciated it.
Thought so too.
So now there's a fun setup if you want to contribute to the purple dinosaurs
that's good.
replacement. We got a fun going.
Do
Do
you have information on that?
Yeah, I mean, I can get it.
Probably
Yeah, get it.
Put a link on there.
Get it, and
Who do
we'll
I mean, you want to send me the link? Oh, well,
Sorry, the line.
show it to me. I'll
like-
just type it in up there or something.
it's gonna take an hour.
Okay. Well, we
Well,
don't
eventually
have an hour.
we'll-
We've only got like 10 minutes.
So
We'll
yeah,
get that information out to you though.
And so then the next, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, you've got a pretty cool farmers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we-
that's on the Homeland Security terrorist watch list, as I understand.
I'm sure it is.
Still come out to it, folks.
Because we're gonna
even
pray.
though Will is like downplaying
I'm
it.
already on the watch list, so I'll
I'm
be
already.
there.
I'm
He's
sure
an
you
arms
are,
dealer.
Will.
I
Yeah.
am an
Will's on the watch list times 20.
It's the beard.
It's the
It's the
beard. That's
beard.
part of it. Yeah.
So yes, on September 11th.
and the beady eyes.
Seed
That
and
guy's got
beady
beady
eyes.
eyes. Let's put him on the watch
I'm sending
list.
it to the Waffle group chat right now.
Okay.
Oh, geez, I hit my microphone. Sorry. It's not a,
Oh,
it's kind of a
geez.
longer link. Oh, geez. Oh, geez.
Let's see if I can.
You can get it. So September 11th, we didn't want to just have a farmer's market and not acknowledge the fact that it was the 20th anniversary of the terrorist attacks. And so we are going to have just a short but nice little ceremony at the start of the market on the 11th. So, and then it's got the Race the Park car show. Lots of car shows in town.
Oh, yeah. 2
It's
weekends
a
in a row.
circuit. It's like a circuit. So, yeah, there's still time to sign up to have a booth and have a car at the Patriot Day at the market. That's what we're calling it.
Cool.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
And I think they're out there working on the park today, hopefully, the park project.
It's
I
a
saw
beautiful day.
one of the contractors yesterday, and he was headed over there. So, yeah, it's good.
So if you want to drop a dinosaur off in the middle of the night, we're cool with that.
I think the dinosaur is
saying.
lost.
Yeah, I think we're going to find its carcass. Is
Yes,
the best
I
we
think
can
the
hope
dinosaur has probably been target
We've been
practice.
blown up by tannerite.
I think somebody would have
That would
returned
have
it by
been
now
fun.
if there was
I
an
mean,
opportunity.
I'm not going to lie. If I was in high school and I saw the purple dinosaur available for the theft, there's a 60% chance I would have been
60%
involved
chance.
in a shenanigan with a purple dinosaur.
But you wouldn't have damaged it.
No, it would be on. It'd be on my roof.
Would have, yes. Someone mentioned like in the roundabout. Yes,
Yes.
that would have been hilarious.
Would have been brilliant.
place for the
And we could have
first
all we could have all chuckled and moved on.
Enjoyed it, and
I wouldn't have taken it and not given it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I heard a little rumor that Rogersville is now allowing the UTVs and side-by-sides to drive in town.
It's a state law that was passed that changed that, and then the cities had to determine how they wanted to approach it with like licensing
Yeah.
and insurance and stuff. I believe is that kind of right?
Well, I don't really know because I'm not the city attorney.
My dad went up there the other day to get his licensed. Or registered, I guess, is the better term.
My old-timey understanding is that ATVs, UTVs, all those such items have been illegal to operate on public roadways.
Mm-hmm.
State law changed, and then I think it's up to the municipalities to determine the licensing issues, and Rogersville adopted a licensing procedure.
Yep.
So I think you have to have a flag. I think you have to register it with the city hall.
Yep.
But the issue I actually saw being discussed was, well, if I live in Fordland, do I have to be a resident? No, I don't think you have to be a resident, but you can't get it from Fordland to here unless you put it on a trailer because
Right.
you can't
do it on the highway.
You can't ride it on the highway. There's no state registration.
So it's not just like farm implement because you can
No.
take one of those things.
yeah,
down the highway.
and you don't have to license those.
Is an
That's just-
ATV a four-wheeler?
Yes.
yeah.
I don't think that. I think this is for specific
Just
for
applies
UT,
to UTVs,
Yeah.
and it could.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't really know.
I think
I'm
the
just-
bigger issue in Rogersville too was that you have to have something on the muffler
that may be.
in city limits.
so it doesn't go.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're pretty loud. The ones that are
They
around.
call it an arrestor, I think, or something
I think
like that.
the issue that comes up with any law changes like this is, there's one person that does it right, and then
Yeah.
everybody else goes, "Oh, it must be okay to drive my a UTV,"
Right.
and then everybody's driving around. And I've seen them out here. They're pulling up and like they don't have a flag. They're not registered. They just think it's okay, or they just ignore the law anyway. So,
Yeah.
But that's the issue. No, you do have to register it. You do have to have a flag. There's some things you have to comply with to do that, or else you're going to have to come and see me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
no good.
Well,
And by then he will have read up on the law.
Well, and you need
well,
to have
no,
the
it's
proper
up to the.
insurance.
It's actually up to the lawyers to educate the judge. So it's awesome. Being a judge is awesome. You don't really have to know anything. Everybody has to tell you.
I could be the judge.
Well, no,
I just need a robe and a gavel.
and a license. Yeah.
license.
I mean, the ones in my neighborhood, they seem to be doing it right. My neighbor does it. I know he's up to par with the law. Randy always makes sure he's good with that. But most of the ones I see in my neighborhood are. But I do see some that like are driving up to the gas station and stuff. I'm like, I don't think. And like I said, you got to have the right insurance. You hit a car in one of those, or a car hits you.
Yeah, I was thinking
And I guess that's
Probably
why
it's you.
I think that's why you have to have the flag on the top of it so cars can see you over the hills.
because you're going a little slower.
Yeah.
But in town, nobody should
And
be going that fast.
I think you can only go. Is it like
Nobody
35,
should be going that
35
fast in
miles an
town.
hour in one
Yeah,
in
I
town?
don't know. I don't know.
So yeah,
Okay, I keep seeing this on Facebook, and so I just want to encourage everyone to buy a dash cam because
I think I'm going to get a dash cam
because
now.
you're going to post all the time about this person did this person did that. That's fine,
Oh yeah.
but you know what? If you've got dash
with you.
cam, Send it to Paul. He
Yeah.
would love to look at all your dash cam videos.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
kidding. He wouldn't. But
Paul's like,
I just saw Paul.
but if you've got dash cam, you've got direct evidence of the person passing you on that double yellow line where they shouldn't have been passing, and hopefully you've got their license number.
Yeah,
License
Which is
plate
the
number.
okay.
I was
have
laughing.
to talk about the 125 thing.
Well, somebody
can't believe
saw,
it's still happening.
A red car speed around, do something, and they took a picture, and then I felt bad. There's one person that goes, "Great, I drive that model. It's
There
not
was
my
two
car." I
people.
felt so bad for him.
Another
Like, you're going to
person
get
messaged
harassed
me.
the rest
Yeah.
of the day.
Jess Barnes, who we all know,
You're
was
right.
like, "I drive that car, but I'm driving my husband's truck
That's not
today."
mine.
That was not me.
It's not-
I
yeah.
was like, I know that wasn't
Different
you, Jess.
license number.
Yeah.
The look-alike vehicles.
So I drive on 125 all the time,
Mm.
and I do not have the same problem of people passing me on a double line. But I think it's a time deal because I'm on one. I think this is happening in the early morning and the evenings when people are rushing to get to school or work because they're being idiots.
Well, and there's some comments out there about why are people in our community driving like that? They should know better. And I think what you need to understand is there's a whole lot of people on 125 that
Drive
aren't
through our community.
Yes.
driving
They're not
through our
from
community, and they're
Yeah.
they're coming either from farther east and they're taking 125 over to avoid the 65 traffic.
Yep.
That happens. They're coming from south.
Yes.
Ozark, Sparta area coming
Yep.
up through. So it's not necessarily, they may not be your neighbors that are
30
driving
to
that way.
40,000 people a day drive down 60 through Rogersville. So the likelihood that on 125 there are non-residents driving through.
I've
is
had
pretty
worse
high.
interactions on White Oak and
White Oak's
on
bad.
Highway B
B's bad too.
than I have ever on 125. And I know that it's a hot topic because
it's weird.
everybody.
I've never had
you know,
issues on it, but again, I'm driving and usually late morning, early afternoon. Is
The
when I'm
biggest
on
issue we have on
125.
White Oak
Nobody's
is
on
that
it.
guys in trailers hauling livestock like to drive down the middle of the road going 65 miles an hour.
It's not safe.
Something has
at
happened to me
you.
in the last 10 years. I just,
Maybe, Abby.
I'm the guy poking along. Like everybody
Oh, yeah.
passes me all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Welcome to the club.
it's funny. Like I am the guy. I'm probably the one causing people to pass because I'm doing the speed limit. I get 5 over, and I'm like, oh man, I'm speeding.
But I mean, 125 is
Actually,
not one
last
of those
time you
roads
passed me,
where you're
though, so I think I'm
comfortable
slower
driving
than you.
And
fast
then you
on.
pass me after
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I did?
I
Okay.
slowed down.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody knows. Abby makes a point. The double yellow line means
Don't pass.
Don't pass. It is not safe to pass.
If you have to cross a solid yellow line, even one, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's dotted on one side and a lot because you could pass if you're going this way, you can pass, but you can't pass if you're going the other.
And a lot of times they put that double line there because somebody's died in that area or something bad has happened in that area.
The
So they're-
topography,
not
you
safe.
just can't. It's, and I know you haven't read it since you were 15,
keep it between
but
the
you
mustard.
heard it here on K-ROG.
Keep it
Right.
between the. We should do a keep it between the mustard campaign.
yeah.
between
you
the
go.
mustard.
You know, here's kind of my theory on those roads, and my wife doesn't watch, so she won't argue with me, but she would tell you that I'm probably being a bit hypocritical here. But for the most part, generally, if I'm on those roads like that, I'm not passing.
I don't pass
I don't
ever.
care if it's a dotted line. It's not worth it.
I just don't pass anymore. It's not worth it because one time I passed, I had the right to pass. I passed a slow vehicle. Car doesn't look,
Yeah.
Yep.
pulls out, and I'm like, that's the last time I'm going to ever pass ever.
Now, I totally violate that rule
Done.
when I'm driving to Wichita, FYI.
Yeah, that's-
because you have to.
That's fair.
Well, and it's Kansas,
And it's
you can
Kansas.
see
and you
for
can
a
see,
long
you can
way.
see to Colorado.
You can see Colorado. There's nobody coming.
That's right. But around here, it's just, you're not going far enough. It's just not worth it.
Well, and
Too
how
many
many times
turns,
do you
too
get
many hills.
passed, and then 30 seconds later you're at the same stoplight
Yep.
or stop
That's what
sign with that person?
Yeah, so I point that out to my boys all the time. Like, there's the jackwad that I didn't say it. There's the guy who just passed us.
Yeah, you did.
And look, he's right behind us. Or he's right in
Yeah.
front of us. So
Yeah.
you got to
gained-
know where.
He gained nothing.
Gained nothing.
That's what I love in driving to Springfield sometimes because I'm going, just up here by Home Depot or whatever. What is that, Glenstone?
Yeah.
That's Glenstone. I'm still figuring out the streets. But it's funny is I'll be driving down Highway 60.
Poking
and-
along, drinking your coffee.
And I'm just, cruising the speed limit. And, I mean, people be flying back and forth, getting
Yeah.
up all the way up there. And then I get up to the stoplight.
Just wave at him.
And I'm like,
Remember me?
seriously?
It's the same person.
You were being a butthole on the road all the way down here, and now we're sitting together.
I mean, literally, at the most you could save yourself is 1 minute or so.
And if
That's
you're
about
5
it.
minutes late to that meeting, well, guess what?
You're not going to
4
make
minutes
up.
late
Yeah.
to that meeting.
You're not going to
Good
make
job.
it up.
Let's do the math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do the math.
Miles per hour.
You're right.
You're only going 5 miles. You can't make up that much time
No,
in the
you
air.
can't.
Remember that Republic Ford commercial?
Yeah.
Only 1 minute west of Springfield.
360 miles an hour. Yeah, I
Do
think
not
they-
drive 360 miles per hour.
I think somebody actually said you better change that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they got
that's
told
probably-
to change that, although it ran for years. As far as I can
Did.
remember.
Like
It's
a
a
decade.
staple commercial.
I had somebody.
Thanks, Bob Biney.
Since we're talking about bad driving, we got 4 minutes left if we're going to do this. So I'm coming this way a week or so ago, and at White Oak, somebody pulls out across both lanes, so they get into the driving lane.
Pet peeve of mine.
You can't do that.
One lane.
One lane.
Not
You
two.
always pull into.
Oh,
the,
right there at the.
Yeah. Well, it's
Not
where
tracking.
Sportsland is.
Yeah.
Our favorite sponsor, Sportsland Pickup Covers. It was right there where they happened. And then the person behind them pulls into the passing lane right next to them, and I'm just like, oh crap,
On 60.
It's all clogged up.
because I got
60.
nowhere to go.
So
And
you cannot.
There's a nice 50-yard
pull-
merge lane there too.
You
by the way.
cannot pull into the left. If you're pulling onto a highway, you cannot pull into the left, the
Well,
passing
you
lane.
pull in. No, you pull into the nearest lane
Nearest
to
lane.
you.
Yeah,
It's
nearest
easy.
lane.
So if
It's
you're
easy,
making
folks.
a right, you pull into the right-hand lane. If you're making a left, you pull into the left-hand lane. You don't pull across.
You don't
the-
go across a lane. Yeah. Yeah.
So on
you
60,
don't do it.
Yeah, on 60, you pull into the nearest lane to where you are,
So
not across.
you had one pull into the far, one pull into the near, and you were blocked off.
Yeah, and I'm doing 70 and a 65.
65.
Well, it's 65 speed limit, so I'm doing 70. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a
gonna be honest.
five
Citizens
over
arrest.
kind of driver.
Citizens arrest.
Yep.
Citizens arrest.
Yeah,
Take him to the judge.
I invoke citizens arrest. Have you
Yeah.
ever had somebody successfully pull off a citizen's arrest?
not that I'm personally aware of. I don't know. But I have
need to make that happen.
I have before.
Let's do it this week.
I have before
Sheriff Cole, I
researched,
need you to deputize me right now.
and I don't remember the. I don't remember the process or the efficacy of it, but I believe that it is possible. I could be wrong, for a citizen to actually file a criminal complaint, like in court, like draft the, like it doesn't have to go through the
Like
prosecutor.
on a post-it note,
No, you'd have to know what you were doing, but
text message.
Well, I'm sure there's somebody out there who does that. There's always
there's
one of those people.
There's plenty that
could
do
be
it.
wrong.
Her name is Karen.
Yes.
What's the male version of Karen?
Was it Chad? What did we come up with?
Not an alpha
A
Chad.
Chad. I can't see a Chad doing a citizen's arrest.
Joe.
No, it's not Joe.
Frank?
No.
You got to come up with
Trevor.
No, Trevor's not citizens arresting people.
No, Trevor's
No, I'm just thinking about the Karen-ish thing.
Trevor's drinking a
Chaz.
tea latte. Chaz.
I don't know. We're
Capitol
gonna
Hill
have
Autonomous
to.
Zone.
Do what?
The Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone.
I think we're done, guys.
Probably.
Probably.
There was a shark.
Well,
We jumped.
come out Friday night for some spam.
I'm
Some
curious about
K-ROG
spam
got
recipes.
Raj got talent.
It's gonna
Some,
be K-ROG.
I may need to make a spam
car
recipe.
show. Go to the football game.
We got
Love
dancing,
America. Pray for
singing.
Afghanistan.
Fun-filled
Michelle
festival.
said
Tom.
it's Tom. What's she say? She says Tom. She
Now
says
we're-
Tom.
now
is
we're
equal
done.
to
Male
male
version
to-
of Karen is the
And
Tom.
that's our show, folks.
Good job, Michelle.
You're the best, Michelle.
Thanks a
Saved the
lot,
whole show.
you.